This is Sincere Milk, Lions Den, and my name is Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lions Den, Yashawada in Jacksonville, Florida. The lesson that I'm giving out today is called, the title, Therefore We Have Peace with Yahweh, right, the Father. So the question will arise to you Jakes, right, so-called Negros, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. For those who are going to these Christian churches or 501c3 incorporated churches, what you're going to do when he comes back and you see him, right? And he doesn't have blue eyes, blonde hair, right? That's going to be a real surprising shock to you, right? Look right now what's happening in Israel. Those fake wannabes, right, Jewish, who are living in our land and to this day, keep insisting, pretending and acting, right? I mean, even the newscaster of the channel of Israel News, I mean, I know they pay him a lot of money, but he knows that they're not the real Jews, okay? So you can see that's a good witness for you to see how fake and pretenders they are. Also, look what's happening in India. In India, for all these years, they were praying to these statues, right? And now when they got hit with that COVID-19, now they're saying, well, wait a minute, these statues ain't doing nothing for us. So now they pay a big truck to just go and smash them and throw them into the trash cans. All these years, right? It's been passed on from their parents to parents. So that's a question, you really want to be sincere in answering how sincere you are about what you believe in. Okay? Because if not, there's hell to pay. I'm going to go to Romans chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. Therefore, having been justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh, right? Through our Yahweh Shai. Verse 2. Through whom also we have access by faith into the grace in which we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of Yahweh. Okay? So, as you can see, knowing, right, who is the Father and who is the Son, okay? And the Son is not that long hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, right? Caucasian, okay? He's a lion of the tribe of Judah, right? And he has dark skin, okay? As you can see in this picture right here, right? Woody hair also, by the way. I mean, you can look it up in the internet, because there's going to come a time when they're going to shut the internet off too. I don't know how come you Christians that love going to these 501c3 incorporated churches, how come you're not looking into that? How come you don't find that important? Right? Ephesians chapter 2, verse 18. Okay, let's go there. Chapter 2, verse 18. For through him we both have access by one Spirit to the Father. Yeah, see, it's making it clear. We don't have to go through that so-called Jesus, which his real name is Caesar Borgia, son of a pope, right? An imposter at that. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 12. In whom we have boldness and access with confidence through faith in him. I tell you, man, I don't know how you can keep insisting and believing in something that you're not looking into. Right? How are you going to keep insisting and loving a lie? How are you going to keep insisting that being ignorant it's the best way to go. Then you're teaching your kids, hey, don't lie to me, right? And don't be ignorant. And your kids are looking at you, yeah, right, right, Dad, sure. Whatever, Dad. Hebrew chapter 4, verse 16. You still want to practice Christmas, right? You still want to practice Valentine's, Halloween, right? Birthdays. I can keep going on. Easter. Okay, chapter 4, verse 16. Without looking and praying to the true name, right? Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai, to gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Verse 16, yeah, okay, give me a minute. Verse 4, 15, I was going right. Verse 16 right here. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in times of need. Boy, now we're going to need that help of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? Because, I'll be walking around, you all think everything is back to normal. The second shutdown, Bill Gates said the second one is going to be, going to get everybody's attention, right? He even put a smile, right? Because he said that we need to get rid of 95%. And you over here going to Christian churches, 501c3, clapping, giving tidings, selling, right? Praying that you want a better job with more money. When the system making it clear that we're going into a cashless society. When the system's making it clear that, hey, get ready, right, for the mark of the beast. And you're over here, oh man, great. Okay, I'm just looking going, wow. There's a lot of zombies already. I see zombies. Okay, Hebrew chapter 10, verse 19. Yep. 19, verse 19. Okay. Therefore, brethren, having boldness to enter the holiest by the blood of Yahweh Shai. See? It's a beautiful thing to learn the truth, to wake up to the truth, to have elders, right, that have been doing this for a long time. They've been through a lot, and they're still consistent, active, right, giving the example to us day and night. Right? Called out in the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Paleo Hebrew, ancient name. And do that by faith. Right? When that sky cracks open and he comes in the chariot, what you going to do then? Right? A lot of you are so indoctrinated, you're going to be quoting that, the J name. Right? And all of a sudden you're just going to see a beam light just hit you, and that's it. Right? Turn to dust. Evaporate like that. Not like the movie, what they call that, Rapture? Right? That 1 minute you're talking to your wife and kids, and when you turn like this and look the other way and come back, all you see is the clothes folded up, right? Underwears and all that. That really never, can't make any sense to me. Right? They even fold up his underwears? Damn. Verse 22. Let us draw near with a true heart, mind, in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water, with the pure word, with the pure truth. See, you hear the word pure water, and you always think it's going to a river or to a lake. When the earth has been poisoned, right? They put what they call that fluoride in the water years ago in the 70s, right? The pure word, the pure truth. But you don't like that, your 2/3, right? You love that Christian church. You love being lied to, right? You love when your wife says she loves you, right? But she's going to the corporation church and behind the curtains, right? And she's bending over. And the reason you love because you're doing it too, right? So, okay, so I'm going to verse 35. Therefore, do not cast away your confidence, which has great reward. Yeah. Now, how come I can talk about the churches, by the way, the 501c incorporated churches? Because my mom used to be a member. My dad used to be a member, right? And the couple of times that I went, right, which I can count those like 2 or 3 times, I seen things as a little child. I said, wow, okay, this doesn't look, like what the Bible or what you would think, being from New York, you see a lot of corruption, and when you see it in a church, since you've seen it in the streets, you see it in the church, you go, wait a minute. The guy or the lady outside smoking her cigarette before she goes to church, right? Or that her husband is at home because he doesn't like to come to church, but the wife comes to church and the way she's dressed, like a hooker. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Romans chapter 5, verse 3 and 4. Chapter 5. Oh, Slacker. I was going the wrong way. Here we go. I do it like this. 3 and 4. Verse 3. And not only that, but we also glory in tribulation, knowing that tribulation produces perseverances. Verse 4. And perseverance, character, and character, hope. Wow. See what we learn and what we know when all this tribulation is going on? It's getting us ready, right? It's shaping us, molding us, right? Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. See how smart and wise they are? They got skills, man. James 1:2. James 1:2. I believe I found James right here. Chapter 1, chapter 12, verse 12, Salakia. Verse 12, blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which Yahweh has promised to those who love him. Wow. To endure, right? Not to give in like so many of them you are doing, that you're running after that macaroni shot, right? Oh, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to die, right? I want to trust your science, right? They're getting you ready, right? Because if you're going to jump like that, right, and take the macaroni, imagine when the mark of the beast, right, when the cashless society, everything closing, not all the money, all the paper, fake money, Federal Reserve, it's no more, right? You're going to have an excuse, well, I got to work, I got to feed my kids, I got to pay bills, I owe money. All right, Romans chapter 5, verse 5. Now hope does not disappoint, because the love of, give me a minute, I want to make sure. of Yahweh has been poured out in our hearts, mind, by the Holy Spirit who was given to us. You see? He passed it on to his son, Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai passed it to us. That's a beautiful thing. To have and gain that understanding, right? But you know, when I'm passing by these churches, which, like today, it's what? Today's Wednesday. So they're having activities, right? They're playing loud music, right? To what? 12 at night, 1 at night? You know, because they're playing, I don't know what time the sermon finished, maybe around 9 or 10. And then they're hanging out in the parking lot. Hanging out at night in the parking lot. Now, how I know these things, right? Well, because I do patrol at night also, security. So I see certain things. Philippians chapter 1, verse 20. Verse 20. Here we go. According to my honest expectations and hope that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but with all boldness, as always. So now also Yahweh Shai will be manifested in my body, whether by life or by death. Woo! Look at that. I'm sure that one went over your head. Right? Because you are boldly, right, willing to die for the Edomites. Because that's who you're worshiping. Right? But yet you're not looking into it. And that's how come Yahweh Shai said that 2/3 of you have to get, burned with fire. Because, you're stiff-necked. You're traitors. Right? Going to Romans chapter 5, verse 6, 8, and 10. Verse 6. For when we were still without strength, in due time, Yahweh Shai died for the ungodly. Verse 8. But Yahweh demonstrated his own love towards us, in that while we were still sinners, Yahweh Shai died for us. Verse 10. For if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to Yahweh through the death of his son Yahweh Shai, much more, having been reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. Wow. Look at that. Amazing. See? But no. You still want to keep going to those Christian church buildings, right? There's owned by the Edomites. It's a corporation, right? A fake entity, right? Whitewash. Look it up, right? They painted all the pictures white, right? Because Caucasian, they call themselves white when they're not even white, right? They're red, right? They are they are the descendants of Esau. And Esau, if you go all the way from the beginning, Cain, right? Who murdered his brother. Fugitives. That's what they are, right? Cave dwellers. That's how come they call themselves Caucasian. See, they're not lying, right? Well, yes, they are lying because they're not even Caucasian. Yep. Okay. Going to Romans chapter 4:25. Verse 25. Who was delivered up because of our offense, and was raised because of our justification. Yeah, who? Let's find out. Okay, we're going to Isaac. Isaac. Here we go. 53, chapter 53. Whoa. Verse 4 and 5. Surely he has bore our grief and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteem him stricken, smitten by Yahweh, afflicted. But, verse 5, but he was wounded for our transgression. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. Yeah. When he sent his son, it's very hard for a father to say to his only begotten son, on top of that. I want you to go down there, and I want you to get, I'm going to make it that you're going to have to get the worst, most horrible, ass whipping, ass kicking, brutal, okay, beating, if you want your brothers and sisters, right, to be saved. And he looks at his father and goes, okay, Daddy. Jakes do it when you join the army, right? You take an oath. Then in the name of the Edomites, I'll go out there and get a whipping for you. I'll die for you. I'll protect you, right? See how crazy that is? Romans chapter 8. Oh, better get moving. Chapter 8, verse 32. He who did not spare his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Yeah. How not? So I'm going to leave you with 2 Corinthians before this goes out. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18 and 19. Slakia, 18. Let's see if I can do this quick enough. And 19. Verse 18. Now all things are of Yahweh, who has reconciled us to himself through Yahweh Shai, and has given us the ministry of reconciliation. Verse 19. That is, that Yahweh was in Yahweh Shai, reconciling the world to himself, not imputing their trespass to them, and has committed to us the word of reconciliation. Wow. That is beautiful and strong. Well, I hope that was edifying, and with that I have to say, Shalom.